demonstration of the TRF radio that I showed a few days ago, but now in its final stage. It's for medium wave, that's very important, and especially in this case, because of how the coil was made, medium wave around 1.39 megahertz. This is the coil that I've made. I will tell more about it. Made with very thin wire, 0.2 millimeters, in a kind of bandwidth way, with a top coil and a coil here. The top coil goes indeed with its top to a wire antenna. That is what you need for this radio. You can use an indoor antenna of approximately 5 meters or an outdoor antenna of 5 meters or 8 meters or 10 meters hanging free outside. And I will tell more about that antenna, because there are differences, especially when you at first use a coax cable from the radio to the outside and then the wire antenna. This is the schematic. It's all very simple. Consists of a field effect transistor, first amplifier stage, audio amplifier stage, second audio amplifier stage, and here is the diode that is used. It is a normal diode detector. For amplitude modulation you need a germanium diode, that's very important. And connected to the coil are two trimmers, and they are crucial, especially when you change to another antenna. It is a good idea also to tune the trimmers to get a reception of a certain radio station. And the antenna, like I told, 5 or 10 meter wire. First, how the coil was made. I cannot make this video too long because I also want to do a sound demonstration. It's a paper roll of 6 centimeters. The ferrite rod is 6 centimeters in length and 0.1 centimeter in diameter, or 1 centimeter in diameter, and it must of course move in and out easily or in that paper tube. This is the top coil. This is the other coil. The bottom of the coils, both the coils go to the minus of the radio. Wound in the same direction, and like I told, turning the trimmers, you can get to other radio stations depending on the antenna that you use. There are 3 options for the antenna. You see them. First, a wire antenna of approximately 4 to 8 meters, directly coupled to the top. The results are somewhat good selectivity, but only the reception of local strong radio stations. Forget what I've told here. This is more for shortwave and this is not shortwave. The second option is a long outdoor antenna, 10 meters or so, and that antenna is directly connected to the top of the coil. So there is no coax cable that with its braiding, with its shielding, is connected to earth. And in both of these 2 circuits, A and B, there is the problem of hum, because the antenna picks up hum. And with that coax cable, that is option C, the hum is very, very minimal. 4 meter coax to outdoor, to the garden or so, or whatever, and then 10 meter long wire, and the shielding is connected to the minus of the radio. And here are the trimmers. This gives the best results, though I found that the signals are weaker. I think it has to do with the, say, the capacitive influence of the coax cable. I don't know that exactly, but anyway. That was more or less all to tell. Let's listen and especially pay attention to the 3 antenna options. I want to do that. I want to show as far as possible the different effects. The camera must not drop, of course. Well, okay, now I think it's good now. I've now used the indoor antenna of 4 meters. And tuning.
Here's the prize field. Tailor your roaming to fit your needs, short term or long term.
This is, as far as I know, Radio Leica.
And enjoy a peace of mind while you travel. Visit leicamobile.co.uk today.
Radio Leica from the United Kingdom. So, this is what we receive with the indoor antenna 4 meter to the top of the 20 windage coil. And that was a strong Dutch radio station, Radio Columbia. I'm now going to connect the outdoor antenna that goes into the Radio Shack via that coax cable. Let's listen what that can bring. So, tuning again with the ferrite rod.
Golden oldies. Columbia AM. Gezellig even terug in de tijd.
That was Columbia AM, a strong Dutch radio station. There is distortion, I think, because the radio station is so fierce. Anyway, audio distortion is what I mean.
Should be able to get 10 points. That is the way you've got to look at it this year, because
and here we have the BBC.
I think what made it so exciting, even though a lot of people initially struggled with the new format,
now the
is
trimmers.
the fact that none of the clubs, be it the biggest clubs or the smallest clubs, really knew what the level was. You know, like we always talk in the Premier League about 40 points to stay up, or more, latterly 25 or whatever it is now. I don't know. Yeah, but I think like now we know that 10 should probably do you for top 24.
16 for top 8, yeah.
Yeah, 15, 16 for top 8.
That is a hell of an ask.
You can clearly hear the fading.
But, you know.
The radio station gets much stronger suddenly and fades away, and that fading can last 20 seconds, a minute, 3 minutes, etc.
And then rest some people. I'd be interested to see how many of these big teams go.
And by the way, it's now night in the Netherlands, approximately 12:30. So this is a radio station from far away, I think. Turn the trimmer. Has no effect.
Whether it's UEFA's computer or the hand of human people wanting to
again, the
ensure
BBC.
massive TV audiences for these games. But the matchups in that first 3-day round of games were extraordinary. You already mentioned Barcelona going to what will be a cauldron at St James's Park. Liverpool will take on Atletico Madrid. And we'll see whether Atletico can pick up the form they start the season.
And what you heard is the noise reduction switch. Suddenly the sound gets more clear.
You go to Bayern Munich and
It's here.
you've got two perennial late stages of the Champions League teams. They're meeting each other.
Of course, you think of the 2012 final as well. I think, look, Chelsea will be ambitious for this Champions League, but I'm really interested to see how Chelsea, just like I am with Marseille.
That was that. Try to receive some other stations. I now want to demonstrate the outdoor antenna without that coax cable that couples the radio signal into my workbench.
With the Turkey, you have no European football.
Immediately an enormous fierce local radio station, and now there's less selectivity. We hear also Radio Leica as far as I can hear. So, nothing more. So, again, how many minutes do I have? 4 minutes. Let's go back to the indoor antenna. 4 meters in my room. This is Radio China. Gonna trim a little bit. Perhaps I can receive it better. Somewhat better, say on a 5 meter wire. Yeah, here it was. Of course it suffers from fading. You can hear the fading. Well, and the hum. The LED lamp also causes a hum. So, well, that is more or less all. Connect the outdoor antenna via the coax cable again.
Last 12 months. Dante will think he's going to trans when we go to East Manchester.
No, absolutely.
How did you escape prison? How did you get out of prison?
Well, and when we talk about medium wave or even short wave, it's very important to know that all these radio stations send out, do their transmissions during a certain time. That time that they choose for transmission has everything to do with the propagation of that specific radio wave on the medium wave or a short wave, etc., etc. Because these radio stations focus on a certain public. And they know that due to the propagation laws, in a certain way laws, more or less effects, a better word, due to the propagation effects, what they transmit will be received on certain parts on the world where it is dark or where it is light. And for the local stations, medium wave stations, that's in general no problem. They are received in a range of, say, 60 kilometers around the antenna. But for the longer transmissions, it's chosen. So I have 15 minutes on my camera, it will stop suddenly. The 4K7 potentiometer that sets the voltage to the radio, to all the 3 stages. Here's also a volume control. Here is that field effect transistor. Here is that coil. And I've told about how to make it. It's a type of band width coil. So that's more or less all to tell. Thanks for watching.